Day 3 of running in Bahrain, and as we approach the midpoint of pre-season testing, the pecking order is starting to become clearer. Max Verstappen took to the track for the morning session in Bahrain, having gone second fastest on the first day earlier this week. The Dutchman battled with Gabriel Bortoleto into turn 4, the two friends getting racy ahead of the new season. Verstappen rumbled over the curbs on course to setting the third fastest time of the morning.
I mean, it's of course amazing to see that, as a new manufacturer to come in, and also for everyone, to see the new car and engine together. You're working with new rules, a new rule set, so there's a lot of attention to detail and a lot of things that we still need to get on top of. It's all very complex, and I'm sure that even in the beginning of the season, there's still a lot of things that we will figure out just going along. So yeah, it's good to have the testing here and try to understand everything.
Verstappen is gunning for a 5th world title, having missed out on taking the crown for the first time since 2020, last season. Teammate Isaac Hadjar took the team's total up to 120 laps on Friday, despite having a lock-up at turn 4 and running deep at the off-camber turn 10. Bortoleto survived the scare on multiple occasions throughout the morning, twice taking a novel diversion at turn 10 early on, the Brazilian later navigating the same route as the morning session came to a close. The Audi man also suffered a lock-up on the approach to turn 1 as he found the limits of his R26. Team boss Jonathan Wheatley was optimistic about the progress made so far.
I'm proud of where we are. You look, we passed our crash test. We were on the first team to be on track. We ran in Barcelona with a brand new powertrain. We're here with a new aerodynamic package. I mean, it shows the ambition of the team. I think also it shows the boldness and creativity, because nobody else has come up with this solution, and I think it's a good indicator that we're serious, but we're, as I say, we're humble from where we're starting.
Cadillac brought out an early red flag for the second day in a row, 10-time race winner Valtteri Bottas coming to a halt having completed just 8 laps. The American outfit were able to recover and fix their 2026 Challenger, eventually returning to complete 37 laps in the morning. Sergio Perez was in for the afternoon, ending the day with 104 laps for the American team. Lance Stroll was the only other driver to complete less than 60 laps in the morning, Aston Martin ending the first session over 4.5 seconds off the pace. Another experiencing issues was Alex Albon, the Williams driver struggling to get away as he dropped the clutch while completing a practice start. And it was George Russell who set the timing screens alight, the first driver into the 133 so far this week, the Mercedes man completing a handy 78 laps in the process. The Brit did force Liam Lawson into an evasive manoeuvre at turn 1, the Kiwi jumping out of the way as Russell stormed through.
Barcelona was very smooth, and probably smoother than we actually anticipated in terms of reliability, in terms of performance, and we've got to Bahrain, and in both regards we've taken a step back. We have had some reliability issues. Our competitors have hit the ground running, especially Red Bull. They look very strong with the power unit, but we need to focus on ourselves and try and find some more performance.
And with Kimi Antonelli lowering the benchmark further and clocking another 61 tours, the Silver Arrows will be confident about the progress made, having lost valuable running on Thursday. Lewis Hamilton kept his former team honest in the early running, setting the second fastest time, just 0.3 of a second off the top effort. The 7-times champ did have an excursion at turn 4, locking up and running wide as he found the limit of the SF26. Hamilton's second year in red should see the Britons surpass 400 race starts in Formula 1, the only driver to do so being ex-teammate Fernando Alonso, the 44-year-old Spaniard starting his 23rd season at the sport's highest level.
I mean, on the chassis there is no doubts. We have the best with us, so after 30 plus years of Adrian Newey dominating the sport, I think no one will doubt that we will find a way to have the best car eventually. On the power unit, we need to wait and see. When we unlock all the performance, where are we and what is missing, and then work hard.
Racing Bulls clocked the most laps during the morning, Lawson completing 84 laps, promising signs for the new Red Bull Ford powertrains. The Kiwi did have a small lock-up at turn 8, later bumping over the curbs at turn 7 and joining the list of those that went wide at turn 10. A small spin in the afternoon didn't hamper the team's progress, ending the day with 119 laps. He wasn't alone in exploring the runoff. Franco Colapinto, Carlos Sainz and Ollie Behrman all ventured beyond the boundaries at the infamous turn 10. Oscar Piastri allowed Colapinto through, having suffered the same fate as the morning session came to a close. The Aussie had a big lock-up when the green flag flew once again, but was content with McLaren's progress in Bahrain.
The biggest positive from the test has just been how smoothly it's gone for us. Especially, all 3 days we got a lot of laps in, but especially the last day 2 and day 3, both of us got the most laps of the day in, and we've had a few minor niggles here and there, but everything's ran pretty much to plan, which has been good. I think we've got a much better idea of what our car likes, what it doesn't like, and some of the opportunities going forward as well. So, I think it's been a very productive week.
Haas continued to bolster their impressive lap count across testing, despite a sizable lock-up for Behrman at turn 1, the young Brit in good company, with Lewis Hamilton repeating the feat in the afternoon session. Esteban Ocon showed there was no love lost between him and his old team Alpine, the Frenchman chasing Colapinto as the clock counted down in Bahrain. The one-time race winner ended the day with 75 laps, setting the 7th fastest time.
Yeah, feeling good. I think we're probably the second team with the most laps throughout all the testing phase, so it's been really strong on the reliability side. We've managed to gather a lot of information, a lot of data, and we made a lot of steps forward, in terms of performance and understanding. So, on that side of things is good. Of course, we need to understand still a lot of things. There are still a lot of items on the energy management and stuff that we need to fix and get better, and that we are learning as we go. But, overall, I think we are, in 3 days, we've learned, the amount that we've learned in the whole year last year.
Hadjar and Hamilton had some fun as the sun started to set in Bahrain, the Frenchman nipping past the 7-time champion before being re-overtaken down the main straight. Hadjar eventually sealing a move on the Ferrari driver and later returning to the pits and giving the Mercedes team a little scare. Audi's Nico Hülkenberg had a spectacular skid entering turn 1, Audi ending the day with 118 laps on the board. McLaren's Piastri made a smooth move on Perez before locking up and going straight on at turn 1. The Aussie ending the day having completed 161 laps, equivalent to just under 3 race distances. A wobble for Hamilton saw him head off-piste at turn 6. The Brit later forced to stop his SF26 on track with just 10 minutes remaining. And there was late drama, Franco Colapinto surviving a big scare as he lined up for a practice start. Ooh, nearly! Franco Colapinto nearly finding the Armco.
So he goes to light the tyres up and he's trying to put a bit of angle in the car and just he's going to almost drop it. Oof, goodness me. I tell you what, it's lucky they're a bit more catchable because last year that goes in the fence.
It was Antonelli fastest from teammate Russell, then Hamilton, Piastri and Verstappen. Hadjar, Ocon, Colapinto, Behrman and Hülkenberg rounded out the top 10. Albon was followed by Lawson and Sainz as Perez, Bortoleto, Stroll and Bottas round out the runners. McLaren completed the most laps with Ferrari, Williams and Haas not far behind. Alpine amassed 144 laps, with Mercedes, Red Bull, Racing Bulls, Audi and Cadillac all completing over 100 laps. Aston Martin propped up the standings with 72 laps completed.